or I'm working on success now in terms of how the fuck do I do this and love it and adore it. And like, this is my happy place. This is how I feel fulfilled. The actions of talking like this and talking about whatever I want to talk about. When you achieve that, to me, that's success. And I feel like I've achieved that. And the funny thing is, I look back on a year ago in the videos I was making, and I sit down and I go, they were still getting the same amount of views as now. Well, God, I was happy. I was happy me just with those videos, figuring it all out. Even though in the time it's stressful, you're embarrassed, you're insecure, there's all this shit going on. But now I look back in a year and say, wow, it's fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy trying to figure out what to talk about. I enjoy talking about. I enjoy trusting myself to carry on speaking, to say things that are worth saying to me. And I think that feels better than if I got 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million views on a video. To know that I can actively make myself happy by sitting down in the car, turning the camera on and speaking. My happiness is under my control. My greatness is under my control. And that to me seems more sensible than chasing this greatness. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your opinion on greatness. Let me know the faults with where you're heading when it comes to, I want to be the best, I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to be the most skilled. Is it that, or is it I'm just so happy with what I do day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour? Sure, there's sacrifice in it, but as a whole, I'm fulfilled, at peace. Thanks for watching. Anyway, peace. So it didn't end up being the last video that I filmed in my car, because I didn't end up getting the new car yet. It'll be this week, so this will probably be the last video in the car. So sorry for leading you into a false sense of excitement, all 3 viewers. But yeah, if you enjoy this video or you don't get through it, I do this on Spotify, you just want to listen to it. I also do the best bits on TikTok, Instagram, doing reels, and yeah, check that out. Well, yeah, enjoy. So today we're going to talk about being the greatest, and is it actually something you want to do and be? You know, I've been watching these films and talking about these superstars, Michael Jackson, Creedence, Bob Dylan. And you've got these people who really do impact society in a way that you can't even imagine. They are literally superstars. They are greats. They've achieved greatness. And for me, I always think about it because I watch sport, I watch football, the UFC, boxing, and there's this talk about the GOAT and the greatest ever. And everyone who seems to make it they make it and it's not what you think it is. They always end up becoming the villain or doing things wrong or not being able to cope, or they hate it themselves. You look at Michael Jackson and you look at his fame. Towards the end, he sort of hated parts of it. And I see a lot of celebrities hate it. And I think we look at the celebrities and people at the top like that, and there are examples as the greatest. I want to be great. I want to be the Michael Jordans. I want to be at the top. And I think first, to be great, I think you have to define within yourself what greatness is for you. I mean, that's sort of seen as an external greatness. Everyone else thinks you're great. And I think the common theme I see in all these people is they don't think they're the greatest yet. The perfectionist. And I don't think they'll ever reach it. So I think if you're aiming for greatness, I don't think in terms of them, something like that, you can ever achieve it. You can ever feel like you achieve it, because that status rests upon everyone else's opinion. And I think that's why that sort of greatness I don't want, because you're relying on everyone else's opinion. And sometimes I can't stand other people's opinion. And sometimes I can't cope with other people's opinions. I think a lot of people are scared to admit that you would also crumble being a celebrity, being famous, everyone knowing you, being influential. I think it's more difficult than you can think, than you can seem. You might be thick-skinned, but when you've got millions of people having an opinion, how strong are you to keep yours? And I debate about being great, about greatness, wondering, is it the aim? Wondering if all this work should go into being the best at something, being fixated and getting to the top of whatever field there is. Is it worth it? Because it never seems to be. Never really seems to work out too well. And I wonder if I prefer the life where you're doing it for you rather than the external. Where you're happy, where you're at peace, where you love living, where you're going through these ups and downs and learning and pushing through adversity and feeling this fulfillment. Because I always wonder about this. When it comes to this YouTube channel, in your life, people are saying, what's your plan? What's your goal? What do you want to do? What's the aim? Well, when you get successful. And by this channel, meaning successful, it's when I get views, when I get people watching me, when I start earning money. People say, well, that's successful. And I think you're always living in the future, because that type of success, the goal always, the milestones always moved along once you've got used to your position now. Successful could be, I get 10,000 views. But once you've done that, success is 100,000 views. Then success is 1 million, then 10 million. And same with money, that number just keeps going up. The example I always give is when you was a little kid and it came to money, if you got 20 quid, you was amazed. You were rich. You were so happy with that 20 quid. You go to the toy shop and buy whatever you want, the game shop. You go out and get food that you might want. It was so much freedom. Now most people are on £20 an hour. And you work 8 hours. You get that 8 times over, but you're not 8 times happier. Because you get used to it. Obviously you realize what money can get you. Your life, you get more responsibilities, you have to pay for more. So when it comes to money, your standards raise. What you want raises, your basics raise. So I don't see success in terms of money. The only success I see in terms of money is not living a 9-to-5 and surviving anymore. Doing things because you have to, because of money. Once you've achieved that, to me, that's success in terms of money. That's where my goal is with money. you are comfortable. You start to, I guess, do shit, but you're more comfortable. You're less focused and stressed about it. And again, I don't know what that number is, and I don't know when that'll ever come. So these are like unclear boundaries of success in them. They always move, and I feel like you're always living in the future, and you're never actually happy or at peace or fulfilled now. Whereas I think when someone would ask me, what's, you know, when your channel gets successful, I say it's successful now, or I'm working on success now in terms of how the fuck do I do this and love it and adore it. And like, this is my happy place. This is how I feel fulfilled. The actions of talking like this and talking about whatever I want to talk about. When you achieve that, to me, that's success. And I feel like I've achieved that. And the funny thing is, I look back on a year ago in the videos I was making, and I sit down and I go, they were still getting the same amount of views as now. Well, God, I was happy. I was happy me just with those videos, figuring it all out. Even though in the time it's stressful, you're embarrassed, you're insecure, there's all this shit going on. But now I look back in a year and say, it's fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy trying to figure out what to talk about. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy trusting myself to carry on speaking, to say things that are worth saying to me. And I think that feels better than if I got 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million views on a video. To know that I can actively make myself happy by sitting down in the car, turning the camera on and speaking. My happiness is under my control. My greatness is under my control. And that to me seems more sensible than chasing this greatness. You know, with the time on this earth, how much of it are you actually doing what you want to do? Now, my 9-to-5 job isn't something that I would necessarily concretely, that's that word, but I would choose to do. There are better things, there are things that would pull my attention, but it has value. The work that I do has value in my life. Makes me appreciate everything, for one. The free time that I have, the things that I do in my own time, makes me appreciate. And it's like, until you get it, you don't realize that that's success. And I'm lucky that I can see achieving greatness as a bit fickle. Not really the point. And I don't think it's for me. Some people it might be for them. You might want to be known as the greatest, the Michael Jordans, the Kobes, the Ronaldos, the Messis, the Michael Jacksons, the Johnny Cashes, the Drakes, the Eminems, the J. Coles, the Kendricks. You might want to be up there. You might want your ego to be fulfilled, to feel good. But to me, I see it as temporary. And I see it as you're relying on everyone else to make you happy. Whereas something like this, I know I'm not getting views, I know I'm not getting money, I know there's no one's adoring me, there's no fame, but there's an internal success. There's a feeling of, this feels right. This is what I want to do in my time. Even in life, the 9-to-5 and then having the weekend and doing what you want to do, there's a feeling of success. There's a feeling of success in not wanting to have it all now. You have to get the life now, so you hate what you've got. The success is in finding joy in the understanding that you're not gonna have it figured out. You're not gonna have everything that you want. And if I can be happy with that, once I get the things that I want and dream of, how happy will you be once you've got it? Because you were happy without it. It's about enjoying now. It's always about enjoying now or feeling fulfilled now. Don't get me wrong, you have to sacrifice for things and not enjoy the moment now for enjoying it later. There is still a balance of that in life. But the key word is balance, because you don't want to be living your full life and never get there and never enjoy it for this one big moment, because I used to think like that. I can't wait for this one big moment, and it never felt as good as what I imagined. Once it arrived, I always thought, is this it? And it felt like a waste of time. Don't get me wrong, the achievements and getting what you want does feel good, but it doesn't live up to that sacrifice for so long, that all that hard work. I've never found that joy. And I always debate between this steady and intense life, plodding along and accepting your situation, figuring out how to be fulfilled and at peace with what you have, and just grinding and going for it. There's a balance to that. Both are necessary. And to have the skill of both is great for you to adapt in many situations in life. But to me, I think I prefer that slower side. Rather than, right, I need to absolutely educate myself on how to get views, on what people want to hear, on how do I become entertaining. Sure, all those things are going to be useful for what I'm doing. But what about me just sitting here? I wouldn't want to sacrifice that and hate what I'm doing. Every time I turn the camera on, I'm thinking, this is awful. I wouldn't want that. I'd say, what's the point? I can make 1,000 videos and they're 1,001 hits, and now I've made it. What do I do from that point on? I figure out what makes me happy. I'll drop all that got me to the fame. That persona maybe that you put on. Once you're famous, you can drop it. Once you're there, you can drop it. That to me makes no sense. And when I think of greatness, there is sacrifice involved. But you've got to, for me, it's the external. You're searching for that external gratification. But we romanticize greatness. These big role models, these people that have made it, that have done it, that are the greats, that achieve all these statistics, money, fame, and whatever. We admire them. But I don't think we necessarily see how psychotic they actually are to achieve what they achieve. And I look and I say, I don't think I want to be that. I don't want to always be chasing something, chasing that carrot on the stick, just to be seen and feel great. I think I would prefer to feel at peace, to feel fulfilled, to feel like the life that I'm living is worth it. That I would go back and do it all again this way. Maybe the greats feel that at the end. But I wonder about this greatness. Everyone's trying to be great, and I would say when I was young, I want to be great, without really understanding the sacrifice that it takes to be great. And I think it's okay to admit you don't want greatness. Because I laugh a bit at it and say, what's the point of it all? Because most of you who achieve greatness won't be remembered. Most people won't know you. Will Michael Jordan be remembered in 200 years, 100 years? Think of the greats 100 years ago. You don't know them. And you've lived all your life to get to that status of great. Now, it's different if that's what gives you joy, if that's what gives you fulfillment. But don't create this goal for greatness, for achieving these big things, if it's not what you truly want. I think that's my point when it comes to greatness. Is it what you truly want for you? Fuck the noise, fuck everything that's going on. Can you sit there and value everything? Value yourself, value what you've done, value that you're alive. But the other side of the coin is working so hard to achieve something that's extraordinary, that's outstanding. You look at Michael Jackson, you look at Michael Jordan, the great things that they do, it gives you a dopamine hit, it gives you a wow. These UFC fighters that get to the top, it gives you a wow, it makes you go, yeah, I want to do that. I want that feeling of the hard work paying off. And I think I'm still debating between the two, but right now I'm in a state of figuring out which one's worth it. But yeah, well, let me know what you think. Let me know your opinion on greatness. Let me know the faults with where you're heading when it comes to I want to be the best, I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to be the most skilled. Is it that, or is it I'm just so happy with what I do day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour? Sure, there's sacrifice in it, but as a whole I'm fulfilled, at peace. Thanks for watching anyway. Peace.